Hello, comrades. Premier Rever, and we are back again. And I have time paused because we have a little bit of an issue. But let's just go around real quick and take a look at things. We have built this new little town center and probably need to get some other things assigned to these guys. Yep, definitely. I didn't look around too much other than I did find a traffic jam. So really, I want to focus on continuing what we did in the last episode, but there we go. There's a fire station. Is there anything else this guy can work on buildings-wise? Nah, nothing there. We're going to have to get all the train tracks done before we can really be effective with this. And I guess, you know, it's not going to hurt. These are going to be probably the first houses that... Yeah, well, we're still going to need a bus or something to get them over there. That's already assigned. This... What is going on? What is this? Oh, that's the hospital. Not too worried about the hospital, but let's get a little road. I would think maybe even a walkie road. Yeah, what was my plan here? Like, I don't want to be too close. Let's go. No, you know what might be better? No, can I do that? Yeah, yes I can. Come on. You had it. Can I go like one more over, make it look a little straighter? I don't know. Now, is that a... Because those are already walkie roads. Paved roads. Let's just... you know, I'm not going to commit to that. Hopefully it doesn't cause us a problem because I don't want to delete the road work I did down the other end. So there we go. I don't know if that was a waste of time, but... That guy has a little bit more to do. This guy's on auto search. So I think everybody should generally be pretty busy. But the reason I paused it more than any other than just to get the video started was here. This guy is stopped here. I don't really know why, other than I did mess with the signaling. And if we look, we've got a traffic jam of things. So this is one of the reasons I like to keep it paused when I'm designing, because then I don't miss things like this. So let's see, can we let's play time forward again, and then let's see if we can get this straightened out. So let's delete this signal. Yeah, this guy should have cargo on him. Like if you look, it says 96 tons of this. So let's see, let's see if we just can't reset him by going to a depot. Where is our depot? It doesn't matter. I'm not really going to send him to the depot. I just want him to get moving. Yep, look at that. Oh, okay, let's pause it again. So he just instantly jumped down to here. So it's like, I don't know what the heck happened there, but you get the idea. You saw it as well as I do. Now cancel this. And you know what? Why don't you just go to your next stop, whatever that... This is car manufacturing here, so we'll send him to his next stop. And then let's play it again and get our... Yeah, this should just be a regular one-way signal this way, which should free this guy up, which it didn't, because this guy has red. And this should really be, I think, a... Yeah, that should be a chain signal. Once he's past there, you know what, we can get rid of... Get rid of a couple nodes while we're here. Right, see how that got rid of those extra nodes. Now are you... Yep, you're moving. I did have a question from Foxy Cool about how long is a block? And a block is whatever length you make it. For example, this is a block where it's... See how I have... kind of... See how this train's in the block, so that train can't get into the block, and we have the crisscross, and I didn't want to put a signal here because that would just mess things up further. We could talk about if we even need that crisscross anymore. No, we really don't. I'm going to get rid of that crisscross, and then we can shorten the length of the block. So a block is just an area that a train can enter, and this game's a little bit... Where were we? Here, so let's... right? Now the reason for doing that is we can then shorten this block. So the shorter the blocks are when it comes to these intersections, the faster this train's going to get out of that block, right? And then this train can start entering. Now, why do you have a question mark? Can you clear your question mark up? Yes, okay, just because I was messing with his signaling probably when he was sitting right there. Now, another thing we can do is get rid of a few more nodes here. Right, so we don't have those extra little dots. See right here, we can get rid of some nodes. I'm not going to do this too much, but just at some point, I think, I'm not sure how the game works exactly, but at the same, what is this? I don't know, but whatever it is, we're just going to use the massive delete tool. Okay. But the more of those nodes, I would think that that would make the game more efficient if you didn't have 7,200 extra nodes. Like I'm assuming the train would use those nodes as like some kind of calculating thing, and if there was less of them, it just wouldn't calculate quite as much. So if you have hundreds and hundreds of those extra train nodes, I would hope that it would speed the game up to get rid of them. I don't know if that's totally true, but when I got rid of a bunch, it certainly didn't seem to hurt. So you can see there's definitely some, see how that changed juddering? Like there's, see, like you can see things are jumping. So the map's starting to get too big for my computer or for the game's ability to deal with it. But there we go. We look like we got that cleared out. What are you two doing? See, now this is the problem that you get into. Now, how did that guy get in? Oh, this guy should be a chain here. Yeah, I'm not sure how this. Oh, the question is, why is this? Oh, because see, he's now here's early. You know, I'm going to pause it. Here's the exact reason. This guy probably got into here as this guy just got into this block. And the problem that we have now is because this guy is sitting on this track, this is where they say when you don't want the signaling too close together, this is why. Because this guy, I can't put a signal in between here to let this guy sit, to let this guy go past, because it's interfering in this whole block, right? Because this guy's already in this block. I can't make a separate block that would let this guy go forward. And probably in some part, it's because this guy is a construction guy. Let's get rid of this guy's signal, and then he should be able to move forward. And really, probably what I want to actually do in this every situation, not every situation, a lot of situations are going to be different. Like, see how I don't have a signal down here in this line? So what I want to do is I want to say, okay, treat this line here as its own block all the way till you get down to here. Let's get rid of this signal even, because this will stop it from feeding back, and it kind of makes all of the stuff that's with it, even this is all part of that same block. See that? Like there's no signaling. It's the area in between the signals. Yep, so then even though, and the problem with this is that it becomes a point of congestion, and it's mostly because we have this construction thing here, which I'm not too worried about, but it's certainly going to hold up trains coming this way and such. I hope that all makes sense. Why getting rid of this would actually be beneficial, these extra signals, because you're better off with the train stopping here and waiting an extra long time than you are for them to jam up. It's kind of what it comes down to. Yeah, we have signals coming in and out of here. You know what? I could get rid of this one, which I think we just put in. Right, so there you go. So like this whole area there is going to be its own block. Now, what are you complaining about? No, okay, not too much. All right, well, we've spent 10 minutes and I haven't even gotten to what we wanted to do. But we've got this area cleared up, I think, and that was probably the biggest thing. I think everybody should be pretty well assigned, and I think I'm actually going to pause the video at a point here. Now, is this... let's get this guy, help him with that road. Is there anything else in here? Yeah, let's get him helping with these roads. Not that he's a road paving crew, but we can get him helping with that. How about this guy? No, he's got lots. And then I think this guy... oh, no, he doesn't have too much. Yeah, he's our road paving helping guy. We done? Oh, you know what? We could work on those train things. It'll be a little while. And let's get him coming down here as well. Okay. I don't know what I clicked by accident. Probably a building. And we have the other guy over here that's... yeah, it's just not going to hurt if this guy helps with everything. All right, there we go. Like I said, I'm going to mostly leave it paused. This guy should be auto-searching these roads out, which he is. So we're making progress here. We'll get our trolley line going, and you know, we're just making overall good progress there. So let's get to what I really want to do, because I want to accomplish this by the end of the episode. And that is getting back to our fabric factories. Now, I've given it some thought, and let me go ahead and pause just so I can focus and we don't have catastrophes. One thing I did, let's go back, let's go into wireframe mode. The other thing I've noticed is I'm less laggy if I don't try to roll time. So it still has some lag for some reason, like jitters, but it's not nearly as bad. You would think when it was paused, you wouldn't have any jitters in theory, but we do. All right, so what do we want to do here? I leveled out an area here to put in 2 more fabric factories. So we're not going to go with the 8 that I had mentioned at one point, but we'll go with 6. And again, the reason for 6 is somewhere up here I picture 4 clothing factories, which is a little bit of overkill. I think we need, I don't know how much we need. I don't think we're purchasing too much extra stuff. Oop, wrong one. Let's just do last month here. So we're importing 5 clothes, quantity 5, I guess it's tons, I don't know, in any event. And how much do we make? Yeah, this is the clothing factory. I don't really know how much we make. Now, I'm also noticing that we're not doing a very good job of picking this stuff up either. We'll have to deal with that sometime soon. I don't want that guy full if we're importing clothes and that guy's stopped because he's full of clothing. Something's wrong. But I think, in other words, that we could definitely at least use 2, and then if we have excess clothing, we can always export it. It's good commodity to sell off the excess. It's worth a good amount of money. Certainly worth cargoing it around and selling it. So, you know what? This is kind of an up and down road. You know what? Let's fix this just so it looks nicer. I'm going to go and you know what, let's get rid of this a little bit. And then I want to shrink that down. And, all right, make that, I don't mind if it goes uphill there a little bit. That's probably, just kind of going uphill a lot. Made any difference, but now the other thing we want to do is keep in mind we need to get in this train track over here, so for the passengers. And what I'm debating, and I'm not 100% sure what's the best thing to do, but I'm thinking what we should do is have it so that the fabric comes out over here in the next 2 that we do. So what I would do is want to put, now let's put in this railroad track, and I think we'd even want to maybe shrink that down. And can we level this a little bit? And then let's use this other tool, because what I'm picturing is what we need to do is get up into here with with these supplies. So this is where our chemicals and our corn are coming in for the fabric, and we need to get them into here. So picture like a warehouse over here, but I also need to get this train in. You know, I think if I leveled that a little bit, I could get the train in. Now, yeah, what do I want to do here? What if we put a road? Let's turn this way so I can see. There goes that. That's where. Right. No, doesn't seem to want to. All right. If I had a road coming up here, what I'm picturing is. Let's see. Can we get the? Let's go back to railroad track mode. Can I get? I only picture. I don't need both sides of this. Well, let's go for this side because it might be. Yeah, good. So we can get up into here. And then what I'm picturing is. Yeah, coming up like this. Maybe a little bit. It's not really doing exactly what I want, but a little tiny straight section. And then can we get a bridge? 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's. Let's just see if we can make it look nice or get it over there at all. I think that looks. You know what? Yeah, I think that looks fine. And then let's do 1, 2, 3 back down. And I can't really see because the sign's in my way, but I imagine I made a relatively straight bridge. Yeah, and then we just need to get, really I should probably delete this little section here, and then why don't we just level this down a bit, and then like over this way, right? See, the old leveling tool did have a purpose. It does do a nice job of not necessarily leveling, but at least making things flatter and yeah, right. And then we come up here, you know, try to keep it tight this way. And then what I'm picturing for now is that, yeah, let's start right over here. I'm not going to build this bridge just yet, and I might even. Let's just see how much time I have. I really want to get the fabric laid out, and I've already spent 18 minutes talking. So if we said that that's where this is going to be, we would have something like this. And, right, so that would be, we're going to build a bridge over here, which, yeah, really we're getting kind of tight. And then, so let's just say for now, this is going to be the in. And then this is our corn supply. So really, if we brought this a little bit straighter, nope, not that. And then right, and we wouldn't want this. Then the question is, do we want this? See, this might be in, or would that be out? Let's just see. So what I'm thinking of is, can we get, oh, you know what we can do? We can attach back to this one. So in other words, if a train came out of here, can I get that, like say attached? Yeah, let's pull that back a bit. Right? And then let's do this. I'm not going to bring in, let's just assume for now I'm not. Let's go where I can see. All right, we're not going to bring in asphalt or bitumen by train. So we simplify that. And then this just sort of needs to be blocked out for the sake of our construction cranes. Not chain signal. So we'll put one here, here. And that's not even touching that one. Yeah, you know what, we might as well make that a little bit shorter. I suppose that should be regular way. Let's get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of that for a second and put that one on that node. And then eventually, and I guess we should make it one way this way. So the trains can come out just like they were. Get rid of that intersection, which we're probably never going to use. So that means we really don't need this track at all. So let's come back here and get rid of this. You know what? I'm even going to get rid of that. All right, so what they can do is they'll be able to come in. Oh, no, I did that. No, that's right, because this will be coming back out this way, and then they'll feed into here. So a little bit of a crossing. No, you know what? They're not coming from this. Oh, no, they are, because this is the supply. Yeah, so they can come right back out into here. Like this is the corn supply, right? Corn and chemicals. And then that means this over here, just make sure it's long enough, maybe from where it meets up nicely, right? And then we don't need this little bit. All right, so probably should signal this a little, just not to cause problems. Now it's going to be a little hard for this guy to work on this, unless we put maybe a... We're going to need to be able to get him into these constructions, but we'll worry about that later. So there we go. So nice, simple little supply loop in and back out. I like that. Happy with the way that looks. And then here is we got our passenger trains in anyway, and then we'll have to get them somehow back out. So the initial layout is saying I'd like to bring them around this way, but then we're going to get into this where we're going to be taking other things over. Now, yeah, I think definitely what's going to happen is this, which is our regular supply loop, will carry the fabric and it will carry the clothing. So at the end of all of this, I want to take all of this fabric, and or at least a good amount of it, and try to drop it off into the clothing. But then whatever doesn't get dropped off into the clothing is going to go on the supply loop as fabric that really goes up to the car manufacturing and then maybe gets sold off the excess. So we'll see how that works, but yeah, let's just go on and getting designing. So let's come to here. So we definitely need, yeah, this way. Let's zoom in a bit so you guys might be able to see better. Yeah, that's a shame. You know what? I think we can do, I want to try to keep it tight. If I do this, it means our, well, no, we're going to have to get corn in here as well. So let's just plop this down right here for now. And I'm going to go back over to roads, because we're going to need to get a road around. Yeah, see, I think I can do that. And then bend the road around a bit. Right, and this guy could attach that way, and then let's get our fabric factories laid down. And I would think the road of this one should come out this way. Now if I go too close, yeah, let's keep it tight. I don't think we should get any closer than those two arrows touching. Is that pretty well lined up this way? Yeah, and then this road of this fabric factory, let's make sure we can get those connected before we get, it's nothing like designing a whole thing and then these things can't connect and then you got to move everything around. So now I need to get storage for corn into both of these. And again, I know we could just drop off trucks, but I don't know. Go big or go home. All right, storage is grain. All right, we'll keep that tight here just so that, yeah, that's too tight. Yeah, the other thing to keep in mind is that we're going to need to get people. That's going to be a problem. Well, we could have a second Yeah, it's going to be a problem to get people to this factory potentially. Here, I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So this, yeah, that sign is in my way. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. So that's gonna mess up the road a little bit. Yeah, let's see if that'll attach. I think it will. Yep. And then just to double check. Yep. All right. So the thing I was just consternating about is I'm having a feeling that yeah, see, this is 158. Where is it? No, over here. It's 167 from our thing, but that's not the walking path. And so they're going to have to either get around all the way around to here, which isn't the end of the world. Well, let's say this is a plan. We're going to try to... Yeah, you know what? This needs to get... This whole road network needs to be attached. But what I'm thinking of is... If we have to, we could probably put a train station like in this area before this bridge that they could definitely get over to. So here's what I'm thinking of. We're going to do the old fancy road thing. You know, up to some point over here. Let's make this fancy road so that they can walk there, and then let's get rid of this bit. Yeah, nothing's going here, so the reason for getting rid of that bit is going to come off at a better angle. Make a nice Y intersection, right? Yeah, so this is, let's just draw that out long. We'll get rid of it in a minute. Now, you know what I would do? I don't need all that to be. All right, so this can all get back to regular road. Right, and then... Yeah, we'll take this guy... Yeah, I guess that'll be better. A little bit of a cutoff there, right? Just try to get every inch out of it, or every meter if you're European. Good. And then as far as this one goes, might as well get it hooked up while we're... Yeah, I would think... Well, you know what? Do we need a road? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that's too tight. I don't think there's... Yeah, there's no way I'm going to get out of there. So we need to... we'll just delete it this way. All right, so let's re-plop that guy down. But we need to leave a little more room. Make sure our factory connection connects. Nope. After all that button clicking, I closed the thing anyway for no purpose. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now we should be able to get... Yeah, we can't cross there. You know what? Why don't we make... That's what I'm thinking. Right, that looks goofy, but I think it is what it should be. Yeah, so they can... Yeah, I guess... Yeah, you know what, let's get rid of a little bit of that. And, you know, I don't know why this road looks so bad, but let's we go. And then fancy road it. And then, yeah, here's what I'm debating. I think I want to just, it's not roads. Let's fancy road this back a little bit more. Yeah, it's just a little goofy graphically there. And then too sharp of a turn. Yeah, that's not much of a cutoff anymore, is it? Let's just go all the way back. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. And then we don't even need another footpath over to this. And then we just need to get this guy attached up, and that should be okay, I think. And then this guy, let's just for temporary or semi-temporary. You know what? We can kind of come around there. Yeah, I want to run this long. A little bit goofy. But that should get us all of our supplies in. And then let's just delete this back for the moment. And you know what, really? No, let's get... It's just not liking that. Now, you know what? We're gonna stop worrying about it. Now let's come this way. Can I get another? Right, I said stop worrying about it, and then I keep fiddling. Yeah, it's just not liking that bad. All right, let's just see how other things lay out first before we may not even want that road there in a half a second here. So there we go. So we have corn. We have everything coming into our fabric factories. And now we just need to get like one shared outgoing thing like we have here. So one shared outgoing warehouse. And I guess we need to... Yeah, I think I'd want... Yeah, we try to get that as close as I think I can. Well, if I did that, I think I can get pretty darn close. As a matter of fact, can I do this and then think I can... I don't know if I can get that road out of there. Because I don't really care about the road out of there too much. Because it just needs to be... I mean, we could send trucks here, but yeah, see, it's... Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna... I'm not going to be able to get that out of there. Let's just try it the other way. I think that would have been nice, but it just didn't work. Like, in other words, these two, the lining up of these isn't as good. I'd have to go further away. If I can line these two up, it's a little bit better. Let's get rid of that. That's exactly what I was talking about. So, in other words, these two arrows line up better than they do the other way. So let's see. Let's make sure these connect. So we'll have one warehouse where all the fabric will go into, which would be plenty. And then, yeah, so that's our outcoming fabric. And then we could talk about... Yep, see, this road could come up this way better. Eventually attached to that. This road, you know, is really in some ways unnecessary. I'm not going to get rid of it right this second. So there we go. So we have our two extra fabric factories. And then the next thing to do would be to see what the clothing would look like. And I may do a little bit of leveling and just take a pause to make sure we've got all my thoughts straight, but let's get started. Well, no, you know what? Let's start. Well, no. Let's start with clothing factory. And the clothing factories what I'm picturing is these trucks come out of here. So there's going to be 3 separate warehouses. You know, we could really probably use... Yeah, it's getting too tight for road cargo stations, I think. But we would want road cargo stations into here. And do we want separate warehouses or just... How much does the clothing factory hold? 21 tons. And they use... Yeah, so I mean, we're just going to have a lot of trucks running around. So I'm wondering, you know, we're going to have plenty of excess fabric storage here. I don't know that we really have to have excess fabric storage here as well. Though that buffer could be nice, but if we have, you know, 6 or some multiple of 3 trucks coming up to each of these, do we really need a warehouse and a thing? And then the other question is, yeah, what I'm thinking of here is that I tend to want to try to do the warehouse and road cargo. So let me level out an area, and here's what I mean by that. Let's come over to roads. Actually, we can come to here pretty good. So what I'm picturing is that we have, and I'll just take a break and make sure I think about it real clearly. And then we would have that feeding, oh, you know what, we could have 3. And then we would go, yeah, this could, I'm wondering if we shouldn't just cut the clothing down to 3, but then leave an allowance for an extra one. Or not. We could always, I guess, now, could we get, that's really not at all where I'd want to put that guy. Blocking all of our... Right, if we could... Or maybe we turn this guy a little bit like this. And then this guy would just have to go... This is where I want him real level. Right, like this guy could go... like that. And then this guy... Yeah, see, it's... Alright, so we're too close to that cliff, but if we just did 3, just out of my own curiosity, will this guy attach? Yeah, look at that. I mean, I want to move all this over, but look at that. So that we could do... Instead of doing 4 clothings, we do 3, which I think would be enough. And I don't see us really fitting in. Now, the other option would be to, yeah, see, I think we have enough room. We could do 4 without trying to share too much. We would have another road cargo station as far this way as I can get it. Another warehouse, 2, and then 2. All right, let me delete all this and just flatten out enough that we can come back relatively quickly, and then I'll have my thoughts together fully, but hopefully you guys are seeing where I'm going with this, and we have time in the episode to, you know, I think we're in good shape to get this mostly done. There's going to be a fair amount of nitpicking details, like we still haven't gotten this passenger train out, and we'll still have to get the train tracks going. So let me lay down what I just described. I'm actually going to place the buildings, and I think that'll save a little time. So, all right, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I think I've worked out enough of our details that we might be able to make this work. We'll see. I still got a lot of little issues, but there we go. There's our 4 clothing factories. We have 2 different cargo unloadings. I don't know that we absolutely need this, but let's see, you know, now that I'm looking, I like having the separate, oh good, you know what, that was a bit of a concern right there that I couldn't get in. Again, we're not really going to be taking trucks, I don't think, too often directly to the clothing factory, but at least I know I can get a road in between them now. And we can hook up to this road, which doesn't go down to here, but I don't know that it necessarily needs to, other than maybe for fire coverage. But then we'll see. I think we can, well, let's just keep working and we'll work out all the little details. Hopefully I don't have to remove everything. I did take away a good chunk more over here. Like this was like straight across, so I took out all this. Because what I really, after getting these put down, this is a warehouse where the clothing can gather. This is a train station that can pick up another warehouse. I think we'll take, I don't think we really need more than one warehouse that's taking fabric. So as the fabric comes, well, what do we have here? Oh, you know what? We don't have a road cargo. I don't think we necessarily need a road cargo coming out of these. Like, if there's a truck waiting to fill up, it's not going to make that much difference if there's a little traffic jam here waiting. And I don't picture too many trucks coming to this. So these trucks are going to come here. They're going to come over to our road cargo. Some of them could wait here, but some of them could just drop off. You know, we have flexibility with having multiple trucks. You know, so we can either have trucks waiting here, which I don't really see a need for, but they would drop off their stuff to these two clothings. We can limit the total amount of clothing that would, or I'm sorry, fabric here. And then we could have our fabric factories pumping away, and then the clothing could come out here. So that way, if we don't have a train here, there's just little or no chance. This will help everything, I think, run better, even though it's taking up more room. And if you look, we're really eating into, this is where my path was originally going to be. So we're sticking out further this way. Take an overall picture of it. It's taking up more space than I pictured in a certain respect. But hey, we're getting there done. Now, the last thing I was working on, if you remember, I was concerned about them getting from this railroad station to this here. But then when I'm looking here, let's do this. I was going to do this with you guys. So we're not going to be able to get anything in between here if, oops, really? Of course not. All right, so let's delete this guy a little bit. And then play pause. Come back over to here. Just need to get that guy to line up a bit better. I can, yeah, that's probably fine. This guy, let's just delete him. And come back into this one. Right, and then line him up a little more carefully. Yeah, you always want to check that these things line up for that kind of reason. So, in other words, it's going to be awful difficult to get into this section with workers. Like, the workers are going to have to come through here, and that's a bit of a problem. So they can go across the footpath. So if we just for now, for this, I don't know that we really need two lines there, but we'll put them in for the second. So in other words, I need to get people into this area, and if you look, like, I'm thinking we're going to need 3 train stations. So I put this one in, and there's no doubt that people will be able to walk here, but I don't think, it's going to be awful tight for them trying to walk all the way around. And then this train station's all the way down here. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to do some like train balancing, but what I decided was, well, why not use both sides of this? So we can use our waypoints, if nothing else, to sort of force certain trains onto this track. Not that we necessarily need to, but any of the trains that are going to drop off clothing workers can come here. Now, our train's going to have to get back into here to go back to town. So I have this track. It's one of the reasons I've made this wider. So what I would like to do is just do a train station that would drop people off to here. So let's do a small platform. We don't need a big one. Now, the other issue I have is we should be, you know, and I had the road there, but I deleted it. Deleted it so that I could, yeah, let's make sure we can get a road in Yeah, and then this is a bit of a mess right here with roads and everything coming together, but I do want to make sure at least that we can get that in. Yeah, this road can come off of here. So let's go back to the railroad tracks. So what I'm picturing is this guy would turn up here in some form or fashion. And yeah, you're really not liking that, are you? I was picturing you would fit in there better. Why? Oh, you know what? Let's do a little, that's a little lower. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so this should, yeah, go back and get rid of a little more of the cliff. See, that's why I deleted the road. Let's do a little road level in here. And of course I popped that all back in there with the leveling tool on the hardest part to get leveled. We don't want to go too far down or else we'll get unlevel again. I want this train to be real close to this, just so we're not into this cliff so much. All right, there we go. So now let's go back here. See if we can't get, oh yeah, we get that guy a lot closer. Look, we can connect him up with a road or a path, and that's wonderful. All right, so now let's just at least, oh, we missed because of the lag. Yeah, you could go to there, but not like that. Yeah, we'll be halfway. No, you don't like that. All right, let's go back to here. So that was the lag right there. Okay. Now this guy, I don't, well, now that I really want him to just come around on his own separate way. Well, look at that. Right, and then this guy is going to need, so I'm not sure exactly how we're going to handle this, but I'm thinking we could do like a one-way in and out when it comes to this track. So let's just see if we can't, you know, like do this. And I like to use the road leveling, even though the train leveling's, yeah, let's, right, because this supply loop's going to come up this way eventually. Yeah, so let's just get this all a little bit better. Yeah, that's sort of making that worse. All right, we can do, yeah, that little leveling tool. Now, so can we get this track up out of here? All right, and then this one, we'll just put it in for a second just to see how it works out. We might have to level a little bit more, or not level, but take out a little bit more of that hill. But so the reason I did that was because we're going to want 2 railroad bridges over here. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, stop that. Yeah, so that's, what do you mean too sharp of a turn? Okay. Yeah, let's delete a little of this back. We don't want to go too close to that station. We want a little bit of flexibility. So let's just see. 1, 2, 3. There you go. That looks... Now, there's no reason to have more than just one. And then let's go back down to the ground. All right, and can we rinse and repeat? Oh, come on. Too steep. Okay. Can I level? Can I get away with just some of this? Maybe that'll make it a little less steep. I'm not sure. And that is right next door. Yeah, why do you do this to? Oh, you know what? Because I think I'm on a sharp turn. Yeah, I think the turn, the fact that this is turned so much. So let's do this. What? Let's just, can we, like, I don't really care. No, it won't let me. Like, I don't really care that these two are the same exact bridge if they could be the same bridge coming off of here. So let's see, can I just go a bit straighter with this and then a little bit longer? Yeah, we'll do like a double box there, and then yeah, as long as you is that not as high as the other one? No. Where is it? No, it's not. Yeah, why won't you build for me? All I want to do is duplicate the same thing. 1, 2. Come on. See, this is, yeah, let's try. Now I'm just fiddling with the stupid bridge too much. I don't know why it won't, why is it fighting me so much? Let's try. Yeah, see, I really need to, you know what I really need to do? I need to start over again. Let's try to build the other one first. So I want to build a bridge. 1, 2, 3. No, see, once it gets too close, it wants to do that stupid thing. No. Yeah, maybe we just make them 2 entirely separate bridges. No, that was the lag thing. All right, and then I guess, yeah, I really would like to keep the traffic separate. Angle of connections too sharp. Let's make sure we can level it and make this look half decent. But we're definitely going to need to level out even further over into this area with that bridge. And then this bridge could just be a totally separate thing over here. Yeah, I think that might be good enough. So let's do... Right, and then we'll just go till it's too sharp. All right, so now can we connect this guy up, I hope? Yep, and this guy, yep. So this guy, I want to have him go to our final thing, and then this guy, no, just go out to here for now. So if there's not going to be, we need a road in here, so I don't want to go too close. You know, let's put the road across. Just, again, I picture trains coming here to get our fabric, but we still need a road connection to that, just like we need a road connection to this. do? Yeah, the road connection here can be to this road. Same thing with this one. This. Can I get out of here? Yeah. All right, so that one's connected. Let's get rid of this little bit. Just a million little details, huh? That's what makes the game fun, too. And can I get out of... Well, yeah, I guess that would be... Well, I'm going to need a road over here anyway. But can I get out of here just out of my own curiosity? Probably not. No. Okay, let's... Yeah, so this can get gone. So we'll have to connect this guy up with this road, which makes this particularly a little bit difficult. Yeah, this we may end up changing. All right, let's get this train station in, and we're pretty good on time, I think. All right, so if I had that guy right there, yeah, the road, I don't think this road being, yeah, I don't think this road is as big a problem as I was maybe picturing. Let's go back to here. And you know what, I actually think we'd want to make this right, if we made that fancy road. And we at least get that attached. All right, so as fancy as that looks, and we could probably even get this road coming around this way and to pick up this guy. Let's do it just so we don't... Yeah, get him past the corner of that building. But we level this up some. Yeah, and then we'll figure out... See, I don't know all of that. Is this guy? Yeah, we need to get that fixed there, but then, yeah, we'll have to figure out how we come out of this. We might redo that a little bit, but does that make sense? I think everything, and again, we need the roads, if nothing else, just to do construction. Yeah, so I'm kind of liking that, even though it's far from perfect. It's close to working. So let's just cut that guy back a bit, and then all right, and then this guy I want to bring right around there. And I think I'm liking that a little bit more, and then this guy can come out of here. And that guy could partner up, and by the time, yeah, let's get rid of all right, so that the train's coming, or you know, whatever's going on this loop, they'll just interfere less. They won't pass each other even in a station, though I know I could probably go right through those stations. You know what, there might be, is there a benefit? Yeah, I mean, there could be a benefit to coming through those stations, but I guess we can always do that later. In other words, can I, well, let's see. Nah, I mean, I'd like to get the two separate tracks, and I fought with this bridge so much. Let's just leave it be. And if we have to make improvements, we can always do that. All right, so here we go. So let's attach this guy up. And there's our trains coming back out onto the one way there. We'll have to build a bridge over here, so we might have to change this up. But, yeah, we got the supply coming in. Now what we don't have is... Yeah, I think we're going to get rid of this. Hope that's railways. Let's get rid of these roads. And then what I'm thinking of is, let's drop the road down. Yeah, we can get that one a lot tighter. You know, I'm going to get rid of this and that. So what I want to do is lower some of this, and then maybe not quite so much, because we can go right into a bridge after we get enough track down for a signal. So we should be able to get a signal in there just so that we don't have to signal it totally after the bridge. And then this will give this guy 1, 2, 3, right? Like this will give this guy the advantage of height. Now I do want to make sure, yeah, like that. Now can I duplicate you without all the fist fighting we did the last time? So then the question is, can I get the road through here? Which might mean we need to move this guy over. So yeah, let's get rid of all of this, because we can take him over to our left as we're looking at it. And then I can come back to here and do bridge. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I hit the wrong button. 2, 3. Yeah, that's probably fine. And then we'll come back down. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll do a little double box bridge there. Oops, come on. Yeah, and that's kind of too close to that guy, isn't it? Let's just make sure we can go back to where it's real track. Can we get this guy to turn? Again, we'll have to probably level out at least a little bit more there. Why aren't you? Oh, what is that? Okay, let's get rid of... Okay, I don't know what your particular problem is, but... Alright, so can we come in? Too steep. Really? Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. I didn't hit the drop down enough. That's a railroad. We want a bridge. Yeah, see, I don't think I was actually on the ground. Yeah, there we go. All right, so then that guy could come in here, go out there, and then if this one... Take that down a little bit so it looks nicer. To worry about all that right now. I'll fix it up either in between the episodes or in the next episode. Yeah, let's do... Really? Oh, you got a little steepness happening here. Yeah, let's do something like that. All right, so the trains coming either way could swing in and out of here. We could use, now that we have the waypoints, we could use them to kind of control it. We could put some signals right here. We can get some signaling here. Again, it's much for construction. See, when you have things like this, it'll mess up your trains going in and out there. We have our passenger line, so let's see about, yeah, this is the other line. Let's get rid of that because it's going to have to go a little further to the right now that we're looking at it. And then I want to get, just needs to be, yeah, we can go through here. I think with a single would be good. Let's get rid of this. All right, we're gonna have to get rid of that anyway, and then this could come around and into there, and then we can partner this guy up for a little bit. We don't want to cross after we get to the turn, but then they can come together and go back out, and then the road. This is what we started all this for. And I think we're pretty much over time, so I don't think we're going to get it as done as I was hoping to. Overlaps with existing construction. That's not so bad. Let's just delete that so it's not janky. It's a little bit janky anyway, but then we're connected there. And then the next issue is let's just get this less harsh. Can that guy just go like that, maybe? Too much? Okay, so now our only issue is that this really isn't connected up to any other roads, and I would like to get it. Yeah, I think I'd like to try to see if we couldn't get a road bridge someplace. I mean, and this guy needs to get connected as well. And that could be a problem. All right, well, you know what? We ran out of time. I tried my best to get everything done. But oh, good. I didn't really expect that to connect. Yeah, and this, we didn't really do much in the way of gravel roads here, but this should be able to just be a gravel road. I hope I didn't mess myself up. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're connected. You know what? Well, yeah, that's just going to be for construction. So, yeah, so in the next episode, we'll get these roads connected. I think, you know, we'll figure out how we want to do bridge or bridges and where's the best way. Like, I don't think trucks don't really need to come out of here other than we should think about, like, how we're going to do a fire truck just to make sure we get everything covered with reasonable response times. And then we have to get this. We don't even really, well, yeah, we definitely have to get this connected because this is going to be like where the fabric gets up into here. So this is very good to have it flowing. And then we'll have to I just would like to get this connected just for the sake of it. Who knows? We might have a fabric truck. We just drive directly down to here or something. Though taking trucks right out of certain areas is not the best idea. Better off putting it all on your loop and then taking it from your official supply. So there we go. Let me know what you guys think. It's it's turned into quite the thing. I guess I should have pictured it, but it's certainly more than I pictured at the same time. So I will talk to you guys in the next episode, and we'll continue, and we'll get this done here. Let's take a real quick look with the wireframe off. Yeah, it's a pretty massive thing, but I like it. You know, I definitely like it. We got a little dead space here. Could have jammed that up a little tighter, and this definitely is, I think this is really taking up a lot more room than I was picturing. But like I said, I like it. We can come over this way with our path for the loop. And this is going to be like the end of the road, and you can kind of see why now. All right, well, we still got a lot of work in getting things over and connected to this, but we got a little bit more work on the roads and in here, and power and fire companies and everything else. All right, well, thank you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.